Hey guys, so there are a couple of things that we need to do today in these episodes which are coming up. One is that we need to handle the error validations which are missing. Like right now, when you have um, the login happening, but then you don't actually capture those errors which are coming from the server, or even if there are something from the client. So that is one thing we need to do. Plus, we will need to create the sign up feature which is pending. So it's even we need to create that sign up module. That is what we will be going doing um, um, as a second thing. So first thing first, let's start with the basics of how to handle error when you get a response from server. Because let's say if you let's say once we start in this tutorial, let's say if I have to show something like I enter my credentials and then I hit the server. I don't actually get any kind of error responses right now. I have not even logged anything, so I don't know what's going on right now, whether it is responsive or not. So let's add some logs and also handle the error, and then move on to the sign up feature, and then come back to uh, actually handling the errors and showing the actual error messages which are coming from the server, and then translate that into a user driven message, like which a user can understand in a better way. So let's do that. So I'm gonna start with actually adding. There was an issue which I had shown in the last tutorial where if I can go back to that screen, to the presenter, let's say I'm here to actually do a login. Treatmail.com. I given wrong password, let's say, and hit submit. It goes to the server first time, but I don't get any. There is an error response which is coming back saying your password is wrong or something, but then uh, we are not captured that yet, so we will capture that first. Plus there is one more issue here, like if I hit the second time, the request is not going through. So I'll show you why that is not happening. So for that, let me add a debug. So login request, I don't need to trim anything, so let me show you what's going on. So I'm gonna remove this. So I am doing a login again. Wish12, wrong password. Hit that. You can see login request is going through, and I am subscribed to it. An event happens where it sends a login request, and then it gets disposed. So after that, once this observable is disposed, if you send a request, it's not going to do anything, because this is not working anymore. This is happening because we did not handle the error properly. So I'm just I should not let this dispose, because when I'm making this request, an error is coming back from the server, which I am sending as an error object. Like I had created something called as a chat room error. If I can show you that again, in the services, account service, I'm sending these kind of errors back. Let's say if it's not able to parse that error properly, or if the error type is let's say parsing failed or not found, I'm sending that back to the wherever the request happened, and then it's failing there. So as soon as the driver gets an error, it just disposes that whole observable structure that we have created. So to avoid that, I'm going to do something. So before that, I removed some code bit here for testing. Let me add that back. So I need to have if let status, if status code data response, it should be data response dot response dot status code equals 200. Only then handle these things, else I'm gonna throw an error, through chatroom error dot parsing failed. Maybe I don't some other kind of error. Maybe I can just say internal error. I'm just keeping it as internal error for the time being, but it can be multiple other kinds of errors. So this I have done. So what do we need to do to avoid that login ending that observable? Let's go back to the login presenter. All that I need to do is let it not come here, so that it ends the observable, where when if there is an error, I'm driving with nothing, never, it is never going to get executed. That should not happen. So what I need to do is I need to capture that error right here where I am sending that login request, and if there is an error coming back, I just handle it here itself. So I just say error, and it's a single trait. So I can always say error response is something like an empty, and I just need to return it right here, never. So this way I can avoid it propagated. It's going to end here itself, and it's not going to end the overall observable or the driver. And I can also say print the error here, error dot localized, okay, maybe error login error. I'm gonna add a localized description for that error soon. Before that, let me just show you what's going on. Now you can see a difference. I have this login request observable here, at least the debug there. So let's see what happens. Email wish 123 something, a wrong password, start. So you can see, and it subscribed, and it sent a next request, but it did not error out. It just sent me a login error here saying it's an internal error, which whatever is it is actually something whatever I am sending from here. Let's go back, show you here. It's coming here and sending that. It's not able to parse it properly. It's sending, let's say again, make a request. It's coming here, sending it, because this is not status code 400. Instead it will be 401, I guess. So it's not able to parse that. It's 401. So it's saying internal error, but we can actually handle, if it was 401, I can always translate that into unauthorized or something. Even I can say unauthorized. So that's what we did right now. So now any number of requests that you make, until it's a proper valid response, it's always going to not end this, like it's always going to say this. So this way we are letting this observable continue, because this is a button click. You cannot just end that observable as soon as the first button hit has happened. So we should continue that. So that's what we are doing here. So next thing is, we have handled this error right now. So the whole error handling also, let me just add that localized description which I mentioned right now. I'm just going to grab the whole I'm going to say, because this not found can be used for many cases, I'm just going to include more things here. Error message for error. So this can be not found of a chat room or a message or an email, or it can be anything. So I'm just going to keep that as message error, message string, not error. Also unauthorized can be for a user or for a chat room, unauthorized chat room or something. So again, I'm going to keep something which is a message. So I'm just going to keep these two things, plus I'm going to extend this chat room, extension chat room error, and I'm going to add something called as a localized description to it, which can or an error description, not a localized description but an error description. Public extension var error. This is more for the user representation, when what the user wants to see as an error. He does not worry about 401 or something. He just wants to see whether the login went through or not, or what was the reason his maybe email was not valid, or password was not of the right length or format. It can be anything. So those kind of errors is what a user wants to see. So that's what I'm going to include as a error description, I'm just gonna, maybe I can just grab whatever I have. I don't need to spend too much time, so I'm just gonna grab whatever I have right now. Error description, let's say for not found, I'm just gonna return message saying not found. Okay, not here. Switch self cases are whatever I just copied. So not found, I'm just gonna say message not found, or mandatory param missing, or it can be mandatory missing, and forbidden was renamed to unauthorized by, so unauthorized. So these are the messages which the user might see. So I'm just going to replace those here and show you as error description. I think we need to cast this as, first thing first, guard let guard case as guard error as chatroom error, guard let error equal to error as chatroom error. Does that allow me to do if? Okay. Use of undeclared type chatroom error. What is that I defined? Chatroom error, but I have not imported models here. Import models. So I guess this will now let me print that specific error. Error dot error description. Why chatroom error? Let me go back, and maybe it's not built. So error description. Yeah, now it should be fine. Thrown expression. Okay. Not found needs to have like I added those strings right now, so maybe I'll have to pass what is missing. So email is missing, it'll ask for the missing parameter. Message is email, so now it will say, if I have passed email, it is going to say email not found. So that's a good way of representing what is missing, even unauthorized. So I can say email is unauthorized if it encounters an unauthorized email. So that's the two messages I am right now modifying. So let's see what it now says. Localized description, send, start, wish, mail.com, 1 2 3 4. So it's giving me a error, login error, wish mail not found. So that's what if I remove this part, it's going to show a good representation of what I want to show. So this is what the user is going to see as an error message, which we will do as soon as we complete the sign up part, where you're going to send this back to the UI. Right now it is only available as a print in the presenter, but it's better that we send it to the user and show him like, okay, this is now missing. So that's the idea behind error handling. Now it's a good message. So it's wish this not authorized. So because I did not send maybe the username properly, even I can capture the right message coming back from the server. I have not captured it. So this is my custom message. Even I can so that the user knows what is the exact message, because from the server, if you see, localized description will be something else. So maybe I can just translate that into, so we can take that up. But the idea here is that how do we not let this observable end on login tab and capture the error which is coming back from the server right here. So that was the idea behind this first part of this tutorial. So this is the first part. Let's now start with the sign up.